Olive baboons are numerous at Lake Nakuru, mostly on the Baboon Cliff. They have become a nuisance. They steal food from visitors. While we were there, they stole bread from our bus. Lake Nakuru has become world famous because of the flamingo. There are two species of flamingo at the suitable seasons, the greater and lesser flamingo. The most numerous are lesser flamingo. When the season is not good, they fly to Lake Bogoria or Lake Natron in Tanzania, where they breed. In the 1970s and 80s, there was a large forest on Lions Hill on the eastern side of Lake Nakuru. It is said that the forest got fire during dry season, and today there is nothing but only thickets, small thickets which are covering the hill. The buffalo is one of the large African mammals. They were plentiful in Africa, but due to pressure and the population explosion, many of them have been killed. There are few remaining, like the ones you see at Lake Nakuru. The buffalo is mainly aggressor, and aggressor on rough grass. Therefore, they clear the fields within a very short period. Waterbucks are some of the larger antelopes in Africa. Their distinguishing mark is a long neck. Their skin is waterproof. Therefore, when disturbed, they can stay in water for a long time with only the nose out. The black rhino is a browser. In the field where they are standing is not a suitable habitat for them. They need shrubs and thickets where they can browse. We have two species of rhinos in Africa. In South Africa, we have the white rhino, which is aggressor with a wide mouth. The one in the north, black rhino, is a browser, and they have got a pointed mouth which can pick on the thickets and bushes very easily to get its food. The zebra is one of the African grazers on the savannah. They were plenty in the area around Naivasha, Giligili, Nakuru. But due to population explosion, many of them have been exterminated. The Rothschild giraffe were translocated from Moi Barracks near Loret to Lake Nakuru. It's nice to know that they have been breeding and there is a good herd at Lake Nakuru. Thompson gazelles were plentiful on the African savanna. They were a common sight everywhere. Lake Nakuru is one of the 5 alkaline lakes in the Great Rift Valley in Kenya. The other 4 are Lake Magadi, Lake Namandaita, Lake Bogoria, and Lake Turkana. Being a seasonal lake, its surface area fluctuates between 5 square kilometers and 12 square kilometers. At its lowest, it is a dismal expanse of smelly mud with barely any life, but when full, it's a nutritious green soup with plentiful activity in and around it. The African rock python is the second largest snake in the world. It comes after reticulated python of Asia, which on the record we have 32 feet. The African rock python on the record is 27 feet. The anaconda in Amazon in South America is about 22 feet, but it's bulky. There are 3 pythons in Africa. The African rock python is the largest, followed by the West African ball python, which can grow up 2 meters, and the Arcutus dwarf python, which is barely 2 meters long. The African rock python favors rocky or bush areas, usually close to water. It lays up to 100 eggs in the hollow of a tree, termite nest, or underbear hole. The female broods the eggs, coiling around them, shivering to generate heat if the eggs get cold. Small mammals form the main diet, although large adults may tackle an antelope. Although not poisonous, pythons bite readily, and large individuals should be treated with care because they can constrict and kill. And Salima said it lives in dry areas. During the day, it's buried down in the sand, and during the night, it comes out to hunt for food.
Yeah. In case they capture a big prey, always snakes tend to open their lower jaws so that the mouth widens. Ama wanafungua the lower jaws, so that it swallows the animal whole. Then it takes place digestion now takes place after 1 or 2 weeks for the other snakes. But they are not actually natural non-poisonous. But in case
how does it kill?
They are constricted.
Yeah.
These are constrictors. All these are constrictors. The boa and the rock python and the brown house snake, they are all constrictors, and they are commonly found in same areas of this country. We are around Lake Baringo. There are very many. Also, these snakes are nocturnal. That means they are active after sunset.
Yeah, after sunset. Correct.
So,
yeah.
And also, there are those which are arboreal and same arboreal, and they are also ground-dwelling snakes.
Pythons are very simply trained to be handled the way you are handling this one.
Yeah.
And in Kenya, I think we have 2 species. They meet here. Well, the southern species, Python Sibinatalensis, which comes up the Tana. Then after that, coming into western Kenya, we have Python Sibi, which extends out into going across to Uganda.
It undergoes the process of shading or molding. Before that, the snake its eyes changes into cloudy. The eyes becomes cloudy. Then now, after that, now they outgrow the outer skin.
Here.
So that process, we say they are molding. Snakes are said to be molding, and when the eyes changes into blue color, we say the snake has gone to the blue. We say that the snake has gone to the blue when you see the snake's eyes are cloudy or bluish in color. So actually, the outgrowing of the snakes, the removal of the outer skin is very much important in that even in mammals, there's what we call epidermis in mammals, in the skin of a mammal. So without the snake removing the outer skin, it can even abandon eating because do not be having appetite to eat.
Yeah.
So that skin is very much important for the snakes.
On the shores of Lake Baringo, there is an old man with a small facility where people pay a few cents to make him earn his daily bread. But this old man has done so much in snake handling and milking of snakes. He has milked snakes for Jonathan Lake when Jonathan Lake had a snake park at the same area. He also milked for James Ash at Watam in Malindi. Occasionally, he works for National Museums of Kenya. He is an old man who is going into oblivion, but he's done so much that we don't normally recognize. During research, we collect snakes from the wild and bring them home for experiments. Here we are showing how you now transfer snakes from the bags into the boxes where they're going to stay as experiments are carried on. In this specific case, we were doing research on snake fix, a drug which kills snakes very comfortably without struggling with them.
Kabest.
Good, it's nice.
Yeah, kabest. Angalia kabest.
Duba's big sand snake, beautiful snake, which many snake handlers like very much.
Kama England.
Tickle you with the tape.
Okay.
This is a poison extractor. It's normally used in the wild when someone is bitten by a snake and there's no doctor, there's no other first aid. It's used, it will hold the poison until the patient reaches hospital. They normally attach on the bitten side, then we push in and it sucks, holds the poison there.
The poison stays intact.
Yeah, until the person reaches hospital. So this is the first aid in the event of a snake bite in the wild. There's no doctor, there's no any other form of first aid. Like the alkaline lakes in the Rift Valley, both Lake Naivasha and Lake Baringo are fed by streams flowing from volcanic catchments. To remain fresh, they must have an outlet to flush out the alkaline salts and to prevent their concentration, but there are rivers flowing from the two lakes. J.W. Gregory, who pioneered research in the geology of Rift Valley in the 1990s, had a possible answer. According to him, Lake Baringo used to be drained in ancient times by a large river at its northern end. Volcanic upheavals in due course blocked this essential seepage, still remained in the same area, but went underground and became invisible. At Lake Baringo Community Museum, you will see many of the reptiles which live near the lake. These are like the tortoises, monitor lizards, and the crocodiles. The crocodiles on Lake Baringo are not aggressive. If you are on a boat, they move so close to the boat but they don't attack. You can here also see the African rock python being handled.